You look like you're planning stuff tonight. Like, what's the vibe that you're going with? What's the vibe you're going with today?
I would suggest anybody that's involved with Misfits or gets a chance to go out with Chase Demore. It's a really fun time. Very, very fun time.
Does it get messy when it comes to being with Chase the More in terms of like the vibes and the night and stuff like that? How does it all go down? How does it go down on the night with Chase the More?
This I gotta keep it PG. It was just a very fun time.
Yeah.
We got home safe. I had a lot of fun. Met a lot of new people, new women, all that. It was fun as hell. Chase is a guy to be around.
So if you want like a good time, Chase is your guy to kind of set it all up and have everything all blessed and nice for you guys.
Oh yeah, 100%. He just says his name and then it's just doors open. It's crazy. It's fucking weird. It's like being in a movie.
Well, we just been talking in terms of have fun times, but ladies and gentlemen, Jay Bills for Media Spotlight UK, and I'm here with Paul Bamba in the building. How are you feeling, sir? We're 24 hours removed before fight night for Misfit 7. It's all going down. As a spectator looking on from this, how are you feeling in terms of the whole experience for this?
Oh, this is good. I feel like all the London cards are really well put together. It's great. The production's great. Everything's great. I'm looking forward to it. The fighters are great. The energy's amazing. And I feel like there'll be a lot of upsets tomorrow, I'm thinking.
Ooh, who are you thinking in terms of potential upsets?
Well, Anthony for one.
Okay.
I really think Anthony's going to do his thing. I think the 3 rounds works in his favor. The 3-round fight, I think like Nissa said yesterday, if you lose that first round, you're fucked. Because then the judges are just looking at who's the aggressor from then on in. And it's influencer boxing. I don't really think they look at boxing too much. Who's controlling the ring, who's coming forward, those things matter, and that's Anthony's fighting style.
Because, of course, obviously with Salt Papu, we know his 3 fights from previous. Obviously, this will be his biggest test. Obviously, Anthony Taylor is more experienced as far as being an MMA fighter and a boxer as well. How do you see that fight going? In terms of predictions, where are you seeing it in terms of that? Because, obviously, Salt Papu, he's training hard to really get to this. Obviously, it's co-main event for a reason.
Yeah, of course. I see it going the distance. It's 3 rounds. Anthony's durable as all hell. I love Salt too. He's a great fighter. He's a very good ring IQ. I like his timing. But I don't think anybody's seen somebody actually come at Salt and how he handles that sort of pressure. And we'll all find that out tomorrow because that's literally how Anthony fights. You hit him with a fucking baseball bat, he just keeps coming forward, and that could be a bit demoralizing to most people that are fighting, especially as you're building yourself up in boxing.
And of course, obviously, your fight with Chris Avila, Misfit 6. How do you reflect on that fight? Obviously, you've had time to reflect on it. How did you see it for yourself?
Being honest, I just want a rematch. It wasn't really me that was in the ring that night. I mean, my body was in there, but I had a concussion 2 months before the fight. I only got to train for 10, 13 days. I started sparring right before, and I lost 22 pounds from Monday to Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to do my all. When I was going to fight Tommy, I was at weight pretty much a month before the fight.
Yeah, because there was a lot of back and forth. There was some controversy surrounding when it talks about the contracts and stuff like that. What was happening?
Yeah, with the Tommy fight, yeah. So I was in a much better shape. So this wasn't really the best outcome of what I wanted to come back after trying to fight Tommy Fury, and then you end up losing to a Chris Avila. It's not the best, but it's cool. Hats off to him. He won. Hopefully, I plan on getting my next few fights, winning them decisively, and then trying to get a rematch with him. I think a lot of people would like to watch that. We had, irregardless of how I did performance-wise, that was the fight of the night.
It definitely seemed that.
Yeah, it was the most punches was thrown, mainly from Chris, not me. But I dodged. You had a lot of good technique in there, so it was a good boxing match, and it was we were there. That was it. So I want to run that back very much so.
So you definitely see you want to run it back. So are you looking at new opponents before you get to Chris Avila as far as the rematch, or are you looking to get the rematch straight away?
I don't think I'll get it straight away just because we have real world beef. But in the meantime, I'd love to fight Anthony. But if he wins, that's not happening. I don't blame him for that because he's got to get the bigger fights and keep building. But I would love to fight Ashley Rak-Su.
Okay, talk to me because he's open for all fights that are presented his way. How did you see his performance against King Kenny? Obviously, we know how the result turned out. How did you see that fight in terms of his performances?
In terms of
in terms of Ashley Rak-Su, as far as his performance, like you obviously you won the fight with Ashley Rak-Su. How did you see his performance like from the last fight?
I thought it was a good performance. I just think I don't think Kenny was himself in that fight. I think that if you just seen the last fight Kenny had, he fucking demolished somebody, and he was very active and very aggressive. I think that if they rematch, I think Kenny would stop him, to be honest. But that's terrible.
Yeah, always happens. It always happens. It always happens.
Yeah, I think if they rematch, he would stop him. I think Ashley's a great guy, good musician, all that good stuff. But he's looking for a fight. I would love to fight in Berlin. I know he's been tweeting about that.
Okay.
He hasn't been responsive to me when I keep saying, like, hey, I got my hand raised. But he did really well, and Kenny has like a pro style.
Yeah.
So, and he already fought Anthony, who's fought damn near fucking everybody. So I'm not. It wouldn't be a huge step up for him. It would be right around.
It's always
right around the mix of everything else.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing if maybe that could happen. Also, I think that he's going to struggle getting a big fight. Yes, he beat King Kenny, but he didn't beat the shit out of King Kenny. He didn't do anything that was too crazy. They went to the scorecards. Kenny won a couple rounds, so it wasn't the craziest thing in the world to where he should be fighting KSI next or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think that if he's gonna not get the opponent that he wants to stay busy. I'm ready. Willing,
it
able,
looks like you're ready.
all that, yeah, 100%.
And obviously with Tommy Fury, like when are we hoping to see that run back? Because obviously, you know, it wasn't able to.
Bamba beats Tommy Fury by KO. Bamba beats Tommy Fury by KO.
there you go. So
I think honestly, my performance with Tommy Fury would be way better than a Chris Avila. I struggle against volume punches for the most part, anyway. Chris throws a lot, doesn't punch hard at all, but I think I still want the Tommy fight very much.
Yeah.
It keeps me up at night. I was kind of robbed of the opportunity. Whether I would have won or lost, I still want to find it out for myself, and I worked hard for it. So I'm hoping with a few wins under my belt that it will become a discussion again.
And then finally, you know, is there talks in potentially, like, have you been thinking about like Jake Paul as a potential opponent as well? Because obviously Tommy Fury, he's wanted to get that rematch with Jake Paul. Obviously Jake Paul is facing Nate Diaz in a couple of months. Is that another person that you would want to chop it in there with eventually? Should it arise?
Yeah. So the funny thing about Jake Paul, right? If you were to, you know, the hashtag, how they do, like, you know how the hashtag would read if I fought Jake Paul?
I've heard something about this.
Paul Bamba. Fight would literally be named after me. I think it would be a great fight. I always knew Tommy was going to beat him. He surprised me by dropping him at that last round. But
Sorry.
But outside of that, I still don't think Tommy fucks with me on any level. I'm pretty sure Chris would probably beat Tommy too. Jake's very new to boxing, which is why Tommy did so well. I think anybody that has the same amount of experience as Tommy or more is going to beat his ass. He just got a top 40 ranking in the WBC.
Yes, I heard about that.
And now he's talking about fighting KSI, which is cool. It's a money fight, but
and it's still not really happening at the moment. It's still like this whole ongoing, is it going to happen, is it not going to happen?
Exactly. So you did all that crap about not wanting, you have no aspirations to be a YouTube boxer, but you're not taking advantage of the fact that you're number 40 in the world. There's a great fighter that's at cruiserweight too, Musin Kaysen, that he also fight on the undercard. I think he would take Tommy's head off. And that's somebody he should be fighting since he just earned that ranking. But instead he's playing games, doing the YouTube thing and all that other crap. So yeah, I don't rate Tommy too much. No matter how much I've lost, it doesn't really matter to me. He doesn't want to box. He wants to make money and he wants to look cool.
I mean, obviously it is a business as well, but at the same time, obviously you're saying that, you know,
integrity is a real thing. So if you go around saying I have no aspirations, I only want to fight Jake Paul, then I'm back to regular boxing, and then you're looking to fight YouTubers, that says a lot about you as a man.
Well, said from the man himself, Mr. Paul Bamba in the building. What a pleasure to have met you, and some great insight as well. I really appreciate your time and getting your thoughts and everything. And enjoy tomorrow night. It's going down Misfit 7. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.